everyone, it's Brian again, and what I'm about to share with you today will blow your mind. You see, right now, an 85-year-old board game is accurately predicting the moves of today's modern day stock market. I know it sounds totally crazy, but I'm going to break it all down for you right now in Trade Talk Tuesday. So let's dive right in. The whole thing started last week when my kids were playing a game of Monopoly. Now, that's right. I'm talking about the classic board game of real estate speculation from 85 years ago. I was watching TV and my kids were, playing Monopoly, and then they just started arguing. They got into this like heated fight. So I'm like, what is going on? So somehow the bank ran out of money and the two kids were fighting over what to do next. So I kind of just jumped in and I'm just like, well, if you're the Fed, you would just print more money. And they had no idea what I was talking about. They just kind of like rolled their eyes and they're like, whatever, Dad. But then I actually started watching TV again and I was thinking about it and I wanted to know the answer. I'm like, what actually would happen in the game of Monopoly if the bank actually ran out of money? So I dug through the Monopoly box. I pulled out the instruction manual, and what it says right here in the instruction manual for Monopoly, it's going to blow you away. It says, the bank never goes broke. If the bank runs out of money, the banker may issue as much more as may be needed by merely writing on any ordinary paper. So you read something like that and like, okay, well, that sounds great, right? You pull out your paper, pull out a sticky pad, and look, I'm now a billionaire. Yay for me. No, you know what? Screw that. Now I got 10 billion. I'm going to go buy a couple sports franchises, right? Like, it's so remarkable because when you actually look at what's happening right now, this is exactly what our federal government is doing as we speak. Oops, you made a bad business decision? Here you go, 10 billion, bailout, you're all set. Oops, stock market's down? No problem. We'll just print another 50 billion, dump it into the market, and then it's back up again. We're all good. Now, you may think I'm throwing these crazy numbers around sarcastically, but actually it's not true at all. Here, pull up this graphic. This is Bank of America. They recently published a forecast of the Fed's daily asset purchases going back to early March. And as you can see, nearly every single day, they've been pumping in anywhere between 40 billion and over 100 billion just to keep the markets afloat. Now, I do admit, you can argue that this is indeed the Fed's job. You can go to the Federal Reserve website and it says point blank, the purpose of the Federal Reserve System is, quote, maintaining the stability of the financial system and containing systemic risk that may arise in financial markets. This is exactly why on March 26th, Fed Chair Jerome Powell said that the Federal Reserve would provide, quote, nearly unlimited lending to support the economy as long as it was damaged by the coronavirus outbreak. He said, point blank, we won't run out of money. And think about it. This is exactly the same as Monopoly's banking system created 85 years ago. This proves to you, if you're a banker with a printing press, you're never going to lose. It also explains why the markets have been so volatile right now. Here, pull up this Dow chart, and you're going to see in March, the Dow fell from 29,000 down to nearly 18,000. It's a 38% drop in 1 month. And then in response, the Fed started printing and dumping money. And then in April, the Dow recovered from 18,000 up to 24,000, which was a 30% recovery bounce. So order and stability restored. Or is it? I mean, that's really the big question right now. And that's really what comes down to the big takeaway of this entire video. Now that you know how this game is played, the crystal clear thing is obvious, right? Volatility is here to stay. And in order to profit off this volatility, you must trade the markets both ways, up and down. So that way, on the days that the Fed pumps money in, markets go up, you make money. And on the days that the market crashes, you also make money. And this is exactly what I show you how to do every single day in my Trade of the Day service. It's totally free, and you're invited to join right now. Just enter your email address right here below, and I'll start sending you my free trading alerts every day the markets are open. And you're going to see the value of these alerts immediately. But for example, since the COVID panic began, which was around February 24th, we've completed 133 trades in my War Room service, and 123 of them have been winners. So that's a 92% accuracy rate in one of the most volatile markets in history. So clearly, the monopoly indicator is clear proof that market volatility will now be the norm for the foreseeable future. And I'm going to help you navigate it through it and profit with Trade of the Day. So sign up now. There's no commitment to you at all. It's totally free. Join today, and I'll send you your first Trade of the Day alert immediately. And until then, I'll see you next week here in Trade Talk Tuesday. With that, cue my exit music.